going on, guys? Listen, one of the main reasons why I created the whole concept and theory of Majorvation, first of all, just from having a marketing perspective or a marketing mind, wanted to create a personal brand, wanted to create something that was synonymous to my name, my character, my work ethic, my success, my failures, and the things that I've been able to experience that has been able to translate into the world. And one of the biggest things I'll talk about when it comes to workshops and consulting is understanding the power of your words, the power of your thoughts, the power of just language in itself. And there's this reminder that God said, let there be light, right? Let there be earth, let there be heavens, let there be water. Everything began from the power of words. And I'm fascinated with evolution now more than ever, especially being well read. And reading, a lot of people don't realize, of course, we have ChatGPT and Google before that, but that should be an obsession to read as much as possible. Books are literally like bars of gold. And the reason why I say that is because, so two variations of that. One is that a good 90% of adults stop further in their education. And there is an understanding in saying that if you read 5 books on one subject, you now become the professional in that particular field or subject, topic, simply because the average person isn't, well read, or they don't continue to educate themselves. And so understanding that part of it, and the other part of it is that when you are building a company, if you're trying to foster a relationship with someone, create a great partnership or connection with the community, you're gonna have to be able to convey it through words and messaging. And so I guess this video is more so about why I created Majorvation, but also why it's important for everyone to create something that identifies who they are, their last name, their presence, what they do, their experience, their wisdom, their knowledge, everything that's encompassed of who they are. And I found that words can actually change your life. Like, it could make you millions of dollars. It can even make you a billionaire. If you're someone who's struggling, if you're someone who is trapped in a certain environment, using your words and using these platforms and using these tools, which are like, amazing communication pieces in regards to your phones and your laptops, and using them in a way where it could be beneficial for others. And the way that any of these platforms work, regardless of the algorithm, if you entertain, but you don't want to get trapped in just being an entertainer, right? But if you can educate, if you can inspire, if you have something of value that you're sharing, if you're a great educator and great teacher, and you just create great content, if you're able to evoke the emotions of other people to actually buy into who you are, to follow you on your journey, then you could change your entire dynamic. And for me, it was my voice, building a personal brand by being a public figure, which it wasn't, the thought process wasn't there in the beginning on how that happened. But once I was there, I was like, what do I do with this? I have amassed a nice amount of followers, but what do I do with this, right? And how do I build something around it to continue to nurture these followers, but beyond nurturing those followers, grow it and expand it and make it more broader to be attractive to more people and speak life into more people. But the power of words and the power of communication is powerful. I said that it's one thing to speak, it's another thing to talk, but it's a whole nother thing to communicate and know how to have a conversation and know how to have different inflections when you're giving a speech or when you're giving a talk. And and that's why I call myself the non-billionaire that billionaires listen to, simply because that continuous education, learning deeper about the psychological cues of human beings, how we register things, what trigger us, what are our life experiences, and also being able to ask probing questions so you can extract as much information possible. If you're in sales